Welcome to Mindfulness Lists. Chapter 11 of The Untethered Soul is titled Pain, the Price of Freedom. One of the essential requirements for true spiritual growth is coming to peace with pain. Change involves challenging what's familiar to us and daring to question our traditional needs for safety, comfort, and control. Becoming familiar with this pain is part of your growth. Your entire personality is built upon ways of being, thinking, acting, and believing that were developed to avoid pain. Since avoiding the pain prohibits you from exploring the part of your being that's beyond that layer, real growth takes place when you finally decide to deal with the pain. Because the pain's at the core of our heart, it radiates out and affects everything we do. Inner pain's always there, underneath, hidden by layers of our thoughts and emotions. We feel it most in our hearts when we go into turmoil, like when the world doesn't meet our expectations. The psyche is built upon avoiding this pain, and as a result, it has a fear of pain as its foundation. If you're doing something to avoid pain, then pain is running your life. All of your thoughts and feelings will be affected by your fears. You'll come to see that any behavior patterns based upon the avoidance of pain becomes a doorway to the pain itself. If you're afraid of being rejected by someone and you approach that person with the intention of winning their acceptance, you're skating on thin ice. The bottom line is that since you approach them in the name of rejection, you're going to be dancing on the edge of rejection. The avoidance of pain is what your actions are linked to, and you'll feel that link in your heart. The heart is where pain comes from, and this is why you feel so many disturbances as you go throughout your day. Every time you do something in the name of avoiding pain, that something becomes a link that holds the potential for the pain you're avoiding. If you want out, if you want a decent life, you had better not devote your life to avoiding psychological pain. You better not spend your life worrying about whether people like you or whether your car impresses people. What kind of life is that? It's a life of pain. Once you look inside yourself and start to own this, you'll see that you have two foundational choices. One choice is to leave the pain inside and continue to struggle with the outside. The other choice is to decide that you don't want to spend your entire life avoiding the inner pain. You'd rather get rid of it. To live at this level of freedom, you must learn not to be afraid of inner pain and disturbance. You can't be afraid of rejection or of how you'd feel if you got sick or if someone died or if something else went wrong. You can't spend your life avoiding things that aren't actually happening, or everything will become negative. All you'll end up seeing is how much can potentially go wrong. You must look inside yourself and determine that from now on, pain is not a problem. Laugh at it, have fun with it, but don't be afraid of it. It can't touch you unless you touch it. When something painful touches your body, you tend to pull away instinctively. The fact is, your psyche does the same thing. If something disturbing touches it, its tendency is to withdraw, to pull back, and to protect itself. Once you close, your mind will build an entire psychological structure around your closed energy. If you buy into this, it'll become part of you. For years, the pain will remain inside of you and actually become one of the building blocks of your entire life. If you have the clarity to watch this happen and understand the long-term consequences, you want to be free from this trap. You must learn to transcend the tendency to avoid the pain. Wise beings don't want to remain a slave to the fear of pain. They permit the world to be what it is instead of being afraid of it. When you feel the pain, simply view it as energy. Just start seeing these inner experiences as energy passing through your heart and before the eye of your consciousness. Then relax. Do the opposite of contracting and closing. Relax and release. If you close around the pain and stop it from passing through, it'll stay inside of you. If you don't want the pain, why do you close around it and keep it in? If you relax when the pain comes up inside of your heart and actually dare to face it, it'll pass. If you want to be free, you must first accept that there is pain in your heart. You've stored it there, and you've done everything you can think of to keep it there deep inside so that you never have to feel it. If you want to be free, You have to learn to stop fighting these human feelings. Remember, if you close around something, you'll be psychologically sensitive about that subject for the rest of your life. Because you stored it inside of you, you'll be afraid that it'll happen again. But if you relax instead of closing, it'll work its way through you. If you stay open, the blocked energy inside of you will release naturally, and you will not take on any more.
Eventually, time is an angel or devil, best friend or worst enemy. Great joy